everyone and welcome to today's video. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while and it is my tips on how to get to Erawan Falls. I have made a blog post about it which I will link below. I haven't made a new blog post in a while, but anyway, that blog post is on there if you really want just like a written way of how to get there. And yeah, this is how to get to Erawan Falls, so enjoy. So it can be kind of tricky to get to Erawan Falls, especially like in Thailand where the people aren't like, they're helpful but also they don't know what you're talking about. So I was going through there by myself trying to get there, and luckily I'd done a lot of research on the internet about it, and luckily I was very prepared for it because otherwise I would have easily gotten lost. So this is literally, I'm making this video so that someone else, whoever wants to get to Erawan Falls, doesn't have to go through all that research that I did. So first off, to get to Erawan Falls, you have to make your way to Katchanaburi, which I will write here because it's a very long word. So to Katchanaburi, you need to get a bus there. I think you can get a train, but I don't know. From my research, it said that buses were the best way to get there. And from my research, it told me that the best place to catch a bus to Katchanaburi was from Bangkok's Southern Bus Terminal or the Sai Tai Mai Bus Terminal. And the buses actually leave quite frequently there. To there, so it works out pretty well. So no matter what time you get there, you should be fine. So to get to the bus station is a bit tricky. You have to get a taxi or an Uber if you can get an Uber. So yeah, you just need to get to the bus station. Once you get there, you need to figure out your way around that bus station because there's no signs in English anywhere because, I mean, it makes sense because it's a local bus station. So yeah, I read somewhere that you had to go up to the top level. So luckily I had read that because literally there's no signs telling you where to get tickets, where you need to go. So I literally just went into the bus station, went up the escalator all the way to the top as far as I could go. And while I was going up, this lady tried to chase me, asking me where I was going. I'm like, I'm going to Katchanaburi. And then she's like, oh yeah, you go that way. I'm like, why did you chase me? So I'm guessing she was like a private taxi or something and wanted to sell me a private taxi. I have no idea. So yeah, you just need to make your way to the top floor, and once you're there, you need to try find the ticket station that has Katchanaburi, which that is very difficult because there's a million things there. I was there in the morning and it was actually like most of them were closed. So I walked up to a ticket station to ask them where I had to go, and they just pointed me to a way, and I was like, okay, I'll go that way. And anyway, so I also remember reading that you can actually buy a bus ticket from the front of the bus. So you can get one there. So that's pretty much what I had to do this time because the ticket stations were closed. I tried to follow where that guy pointed me to go, but I ended up just walking around until I found like a place where I could go down, pretty much down to where like buses were. And there was like a little security guy there, and I was like, is this where I need to go to Katchanaburi? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, okay, good. So I just walked down this ramp. So it's kind of just like in the corner on the far side of where you come up the escalator, if you come up the same side as me. I don't know if you're going to come up the same side that I came up, but yeah. And yeah, so it's just in the very far corner, and then you see a ramp that goes down, just go down it. So yeah, it can just be scary because you have no idea where you're going, you have no idea if you're in the right place, and no one really speaks that much English, or they just don't want to speak to you. But yeah, my advice is just to ask as many people as you can where you need to go, and eventually one of them will point you in the right direction. So the bus number you need to catch is number 81, and like I said, if the bus ticket station isn't open, you just need to go to where the bus is, which was for me at platform 10, which I'm gonna guess is still gonna be the same, hopefully, where you buy your tickets from the people sitting at the table at the front of the bus. When I just went on the bus, I was just like, oh yeah, they'll come around and ask me like to buy a ticket and blah blah. Turns out they don't. Anyway, so just make sure you buy your ticket before you get on the bus because I think they would fine you a lot if you didn't have it. So the bus cost 110 baht, which was like $4 I think, and it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to get there. So just make sure you plan your trip. Like, it's usually better to go earlier because then obviously you'll get a lot more time. And you also get free water included, which is like a tiny little bottle, but who cares? You still get free water. So once you make it to Katchanaburi, you are dropped off at the bus station, and again, it is friggin' confusing because you don't know where you're going. I got attacked by people like saying, oh, I can take you to Erawan Falls just by taxi. I'm like, no, I want to get the local bus. And they're like, oh, but what do you want? Don't you want to come back? I'm like, no, I'm staying there. And then they were like, oh, okay. So then the guy like, he walked me over to the local bus. So there's a local bus that only costs 50 baht. It's just an open bus, like it's pretty pretty bad, but it was still enjoyable to be on. It takes about an hour and a half to get there to Erawan Falls. So yeah, just make sure you, like if someone's coming up to you, like trying to offer you a taxi, just say that you just want to go there and stay there and where the local bus is, and then they'll point you to the local bus. It's pretty easy. It says Erawan all over it on the bus, so you should be able to find it, but it is very scary and overwhelming when everyone just comes running at you. So to get into Erawan Falls, you also have to pay 300 baht, which isn't that bad. When I stayed there, so I stayed in the actual park, so you can either get bungalows or camp, which camping's actually really cheap. Erawan Falls gets really, really busy through the day. So if you go there through the day, you're not gonna really see much. And I went in early in the morning, the next morning, and there was hardly anyone there. It was amazing. There was maybe like 5 other people who went on the early walk, and yeah, I think that is definitely worth it. So there you have it. That are my tips to surviving your 4-hour trip from Bangkok to Kanchanaburi to Erawan Falls. Like, it is a very long trip, so I recommend you stay there at least 2 nights. I stayed there 1, and then I had to go all the way back to Bangkok. It was very tiring, and yeah, I hope these tips are helpful for you. Again, if you want it in written form, I have a blog post that's linked below, so just go check that out. And yeah, I shall see you guys next week with a new video. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I make new videos every Monday, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you later.